Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Liz and welcome back to Anti-Material Energy. In the last episode, we were working with a bunch of alchemy. We managed to get the Sanguine Star, aka the Philosopher's Stone, which is super duper important. It's going to allow us to get into a lot of other things. Most importantly, it's going to give us access to Netherrack and Endstone fairly easily too. So our amazing, super awesome sheep farm is doing pretty good. There is a little bit of a problem with it, just with the sheep like to... Okay, so I don't know if this is still an issue. This is a 1.7.10 mod. But in this version of Minecraft, for whatever reason, and it's modded or vanilla, but in this version, the animals like to... will basically walk up to fences and clip into the hitbox, and then what happens is when you save and quit, the animal remembers its place, but it thinks it's on the actual fence. And so what will happen is once you spawn into the world again, the game goes, well, I don't know where it's supposed to be, and it can go either direction. So you can have sheep kind of clip into the fence and clip out onto another side, or it's hard to tell. There's a lot of things that can happen with it. It's really annoying. There are ways to fix it, but there's nothing that's worthwhile to me. Another side note is putting in water in these guys, while it would be a cool little thing, if I could easily harvest all the wool, there might be some ways with an Ender IO. I've never actually tried that, but the problem is, well, basically the water would not work too well. So honestly, this water thing is completely useless. And honestly, I don't even need to separate these guys. I could just shear them in one big field, but whatever. It looks cool, so that's important. So between episodes, I was being dumb. I was being very dumb, and blame it on lack of knowledge of mods that don't really have good sources of knowledge out there. So you can probably see from my inventory, I have a lot of things on me. So one of the big things that I want to work on today is a mob farm, and an honest to good like mob farm that will give us plenty of stuff. We can also start cooking up potatoes, so we're gonna do that. Furnace input. We need to cook them twice. It's not going to be too much of a problem. I have a ton of charcoal. I've been keeping up with my chores pretty well. But one of the big things that I was doing, and this is where the problem comes in. So I was trying to get the entire chunk over there. So if we hit F9, you can see that this box is an entire chunk. And anywhere you see grass is plains biome. Anywhere that's not is, well, not. This is still Mushroom Island. This is plains. Everything else is plains. So what was the dumb thing that I did? Well, we've seen how to turn things into other biomes with these biome capsules. I've got 6 of the plains on me. This is how many I've been using. And every time it'd run out, I didn't know how to charge it. So I would just, go throw it in a chest, make a new one, and use the, let's see, can we see the recipe of these? Yeah, get the 32 charges that this gives us. Well, random things is kind of bad for not having much of a wiki. It does, but it doesn't. There's a lot of information out there that, yeah, these things do these cool things, but how they actually work, I don't know. Like, it's obscure. It's hard to find any information. Well, I happened to find some information on the biome capsules, and that's part of the struggle, and also part of the appeal of playing these old material energy mod packs is because they use a lot of the less popular mods from at least that time period when these were made. You get some interesting things, you learn a little bit, but basically these biome capsules, if you throw them on the ground in the biome that they're associated with, so plains, for example, or we have a Mushroom Island we have some Mushroom Island biome capsules over there that we got for a quest or something. If you throw them in their biome, and you throw them literally on the ground, they will charge. And that's all there is to it. So I'm going to also, by the way, in case you're wondering, you cannot change the biome to like let's get rid of all of these except for one. I'm gonna keep them all because why not? I might charge them up. We might make more biome stuff, but I don't know. We need like 32 more, I think, for the remainder of this chunk. And I want to turn it all to plains, even though we're not going to use it all. So this has 35. If we hit that, it's going to stay at 35. It only uses up durability if you change something. So we're just going to finish this guy up, and then we're going to make a couple more things and make my life a little bit easier. And yeah, a lot of cool things that we're going to work on today. Evidently, it's more than that we need. Is this plains? Okay, so let's just remember that all of that is plains. Alright, so we're going to need another capsule. We're going to need some more dirt. Let's get the next fullest one. Why not? And I want to finish this up real quick. It shouldn't take too much longer. But basically, we're going to make a mob farm today. We're going to make a fairly basic one, fairly simple one. Nothing too fancy or anything like that because, well, we don't have the resources to do much fancy. But it's more functionality than anything. And it should be just fine. F7 shows no darkness, but I do want to light things up. So we need 9 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, so that is an entire chunk completely transmuted into a different biome. By the way, we need to come back over here and get all these baked potatoes and cook them again. So we need just a little bit more dirt. And again, the dirt is mostly just kind of aesthetics, but it's also to try to get like animals to spawn. I am not going to work off of much of a design for this, other than just kind of whatever I can come up with on the fly, because that's kind of how I do things. So if we hit F7, I want to make sure there's no darkness whatsoever. And we're actually going to be building a tower much like this, so we're not going to worry too much about what it looks like interior. Do we want to chisel blocks? You know what? I think we will. So we don't need the biome painter anymore right now. But let's put all that stuff in this chest. This is like our miscellaneous stuff. I don't know if these things are useful or anything like that. I guess we'll find out later. This is continuously making a ton of things, which is good. That's what we want. But let's get into some other things before we get to building a mob farm. So one thing that I want to do is, so we're going to be building a mob farm. It'll be fine. We probably should make some more iron spikes. But I think it'll be okay. So we're going to need some sort of hopper for that. I do need to remember that. But before we do anything else, let's go ahead and just make a bunch more of the hydrogen nanotubes. We have plenty of power. Our power is actually backed up currently. So the basic capacitor is full. Even the generators are full. And so let's just take some of these and throw them in here. By the way, we're going to have multiple farms, by the way. Eventually we're going to have a nether biome farm, mostly to get pigmen to spawn so we can kill them to get gold. It's going to be the easiest way in the game to get gold, as far as I can tell. And we're also going to have an ender one for the end, Those are all biome capsules you can make. If you look up nanotubes, that is the easiest way to find that out. But yeah, Sky Capsule and Hell Capsules are both going to be super duper important. Again, I will only make one now because I know, but those are going to be super important. And basically what it's going to allow us to do is get Enderman with the End biome, the Sky biome. And why do we want that? Well, Endermen are actually probably going to be the easiest power source for us. But we'll get to that later. That's something pretty far off in the distance. Let's get just the rest of that, and everything else we'll put away. So first thing I want to do is I want to make an igneous extruder. Now this is going to require quite a bit of iron, redstone, and some tin. So do we have any more tin? We have a little bit. We need more. So 10, we need 16, right? Yes. So we need in total 4 pieces. So we just need a little bit more tin. What's the easy way to get this stuff? I believe it's one of the anti-blocks. Black. Okay. So let's take, let's take like 2 stacks of these. We will chisel them. And I want to make the igneous extruder for one big reason. I should probably do empty reload, just in case. So these guys are going to get processed. And the whole reason I want to do this is so that we can make cobblestone very easily. Something else that would be kind of nice to have is a cache. Another one of these. But that also requires some tin, unless we want to make the upgraded version, which requires tin and Invar. I don't really want to do that. So we'll see how much tin we can get. Looks like 26. So let's get another stack and process this. We're going to get a lot of carbon black. That's okay. So we need at least a half a stack because that is 2 ingots worth. Alright, so everything else we can just throw in here to be processed, and it'll be fine. We'll deal with the sulfates later. So we're going to need some glass. And a lot of this stuff at this point is just going to be a matter of making things more than anything else. But we're going to need 2 more pieces of glass. For this guy, we're going to need 2 more pieces of glass. And some copper. Do we have any copper currently? No. Well, we have a bunch of it literally in here. So, copper. Same type of thing. We're going to need another set of it, though. So, we'll worry about that in just a second. Do we have... Yes. Another stack of copper. Pretty easy. So then what we can do, we want to make copper gears. We could make a gear cast. To make a gear cast would require a little bit of gold or aluminum brass and a sacrificial gear. Unfortunately, we can't use any like completely useless gears, so let's just go ahead and do this. We're going to need all of this glass. Let's make machine frame. Nope, wrong one. So we need a tin gear first of all. And then a machine frame. Pneumatic servo. And then we're also going to need a piston. So that's most of our iron gone, but there's an igneous extruder. Perfect. So let's go ahead and place this guy down. And I guess we'll just make a chest for now. So where should he go? Well, he should go somewhere fairly easily reached. Do we really need all of this stuff? Can we turn this stuff back into new? I guess for now, let's put it right here. We can configure this so that upwards is output. Put that in there. And what we need to do now is grab 2 buckets. Right click the water on there. Get one for lava. Also put it on there. And this machine will start working. And will give us infinite cobblestone. That's all it does. We can upgrade it later. That'll be great. But for now, that'll be fine. So with that taken care of, let's get some of this stuff out of here. And we need to make, well, I want to make some other things. So we still have iron, we still have all that stuff. So that's a good machine to have. It doesn't require power, which is why it's an advantage over this guy. But this guy is a lot more powerful. We're going to want this disc for a moment so that we can just plug it in right here and grab a bunch of cobblestone whenever we want. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and next thing I want to do is grab some more food, and I want to go ahead and break the melon. But I want to make one of the last farm items that we don't have access to yet. There's only a few crops that... Actually, is there any crops we don't have access to yet? I don't think so. I think the only thing we don't have access to quite yet is netherwort. Now, is netherwort super useful? Debatable. But it's going to be good to have. So let's go ahead and make some netherwort. So I'm going to just make a bunch of... You know, I really shouldn't have done that. I should have used the sag mill to grind it up into flour and then cooked it, but whatever. Anyways, we're also going to do some stuff with paracells. So let's clear this out completely. Throw all of this in here. I want a stack of cobblestone on me. Okay, so what we're going to do now is let's go ahead and throw the paracells in there and try to get more paracel element, because that is a quest. We'll also go ahead and grab this guy and the rest of the potatoes, the potato charcoal, and we'll do some quests. So first thing, let's go ahead and Devin to the rescue. We need potato, double compressed potato charcoal. So this is just like this. And there is double compressed potato charcoal. Complete the quest, get a reward bag. I'm going to put these somewhere else. For now, let's just put them in here. Actually, no. You know what? Let's get another chest. And we'll put them over here. So apple charcoal, and it's only the double compressed stuff. So we'll put green. Apple is red. This is green. This one's green, obviously. Carrot is brown. And potato, I believe, is brown. Okay. So, we'll just store that stuff over there. It'll be fine. Now, the other thing we want to do is go to Paracel, and we want to make the Paracel mob. Now this recipe is pretty straightforward. It's just a golden egg surrounded by Paracel. We made the golden egg last time, and I just need to get more Paracels, but that's going to give us a shovel and a bunch of Paracels, and unlock the next thing, which is a Paracel cow. Paracel cow doesn't have a recipe. So, you know what, let's, first of all, we'll throw the Paracels in there. The Paracel element stuff. Now this stuff, if we look at what's in it, it has platinum, chlorine, I believe that is. Yes, chlorine, platinum, and hydrogen. This stuff is silicon, aluminum, calcium, nothing too great there. Olivine, which is iron and silicon, and oxygen, and then Paracel, which is not super useful other than making Paracel stuff. It does have a pretty high number, so it's probably useful for like, I don't want the Paracel in there. Alright, let's take this out for a second. Alright, it's probably useful for like fusion and stuff like that, but it's not super duper useful otherwise. Now something I want to go ahead and do is I want to spawn one of these guys. They're chickens. Okay, they're chickens. But their eggs are Paracels. That's kind of cool. Okay, so that did unlock the Paracel calculator, which we can make later. And I don't know what this is used for, but that'll probably unlock some other things. Maybe there's some recipes that we can get somewhere else, like maybe the calculator thing has something. We'll find out. But anyways, let's open a reward bag. Nether bricks. That might actually be really good. Flasks of fire, we can get certain circuits out of them. We can decompose them into a bunch of different things. So yeah, that is actually a useful block. So let's turn these into normal nether bricks and put them in here. Alright, so let's make the stuff I want to make. So we want to make some netherwort. Netherwort is pretty easy. It is just cocaine hydrochloride. Basically, we're going to be making cocaine, and that sounds horrible, but it's actually pretty straightforward. It's just carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, and oxygen. So let's grab like 2 stacks of that, 2 stacks of that. We're going to need chlorine, oxygen, and hydrogen, or nitrogen rather, and that's it. Alright, so first step is HCl. I've got to put them in here. We'll get one of those. And then C17. So it's C17. H21. And then it's NO4. NO4. So that is cocaine. We'll make one of those. And then it's just a cocaine and hydrochloride. And that makes cocaine hydrochloride. And that makes netherwort. So we have our first piece of netherwort, which is kind of cool. But the problem is, I don't know why we throw stuff on the ground. I think it's mouse tweaks that does that. I typically disable that mod, but let me see. Oh my gosh. Maybe it's inventory tweaks. Can I configure that? Control Shift. Yeah, let's turn that off and see if that helps. But yeah, so now what we need to do is we need to make soul sand. Soul sand is a little bit more challenging because we need beryllium. But if we have a piece of beryllium, which we do, let's go ahead and make just one piece of soul sand for now. 2 silicon, 3 lead. And it was some oxygen. How much was it? Just one. One oxygen, and then like two silicon. Was it 2 silicon? Yes. Alright, so beryllium, oxygen, 3 lead, 2 silicon makes a soul sand. And we'll make these other ways later. But for right now, this will be fine. So we can put that there. Another work growing. And we'll come back to that after a bit. So, we have a good bit of cobblestone. Let's go ahead and make our farm. So the question is, do we want more iron spikes? That is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 iron, I'm gonna say no. We'll deal with that. So, all we're gonna do for this farm, one, let's go ahead and grab just a bunch of cobblestone. Actually, let's just let that fill up. Let's grab... Okay, maybe I need to turn the shortcuts on. It's right here. Okay, whatever. Let's grab a bunch of cobblestone. And we're going to chisel it. Can we not chisel cobblestone? Seriously? Because that's a shame if we can't. We can't. Aw. I mean, we could chisel stone, can't we? Yeah, we can chisel stone. Why can't we chisel cobblestone? That's not fair. I want to make things look nice. But I don't really want to use stone. I mean, we could... It's not that hard to get. We have anything in here that could be cool? Not really. Alright, I guess we're going to use boring old cobblestone. That's fine. So, we're going to need some torches, and actually, we're going to want some redstone lamps. Redstone lamps would actually be super duper useful so that we can turn the farm off. Let's get 4 for now. So we're going to need some glowstone. To get glowstone, we need phosphorus, which we should have a bit of. We have a good bit, actually. So if we want to get a glowstone block, we can actually just make it with 4 phosphorus. And there we go, 16 glowstone. Real easy, real cheap. Phosphorus comes from, well, actually, other than glowstone, we can get it from bones. Phosphate. Phosphate is an aluminum phosphate, which I believe... let's just look at bones, because I know we have a lot of bones. Uses gives you, what is it? Yeah, hydroxylapatite? I don't know how to say that, but it gives you 3 phosphates, so it gives you a bit of phosphorus. Nice and easy way to get a bunch of that stuff. Nice and quick as well. So let's go ahead, and before we do anything else, we're going to make some torches. We need to make the redstone lamps. And why we want to use redstone lamps is pretty much just to kind of make things easier. We're going to want ladders as well. Let's go ahead and use stone ladders. So Tinker's Construct adds a really cool ladder. It's really cheap. Just requires stone. 48, that should be enough. And we can get ladders that are nice and cheap because they're made out of stone. Alright, so with that we have 42 stone ladders. I'm not going to go like max height or anything like that for right now. But what we're going to do is take this up, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, let's pop down here for a second. Let's grab a thing of water. We're going to block that up. We're going to put torches here and here. And we're going to want some water anyways. Just to make sure we have a safe fall. That's the only reason we need water, because we have the things that do the thing. Conveyor belts. Now, we can only make this farm as big as we have conveyor belts for. But let's go up about... I don't want to go all the way up to where the... What am I doing? I want to put the safe fall. So just do that. And we'll replace that later. So we're going to want 3 of these left out. So we're going to want to go up a little bit. But 1, 2. We don't want to go up like super high. So 1, 2. And we can always make this a different farm later if we want to. Make it a flat farm if we want with cursed earth, but for now we'll make the tower. We can deconstruct it fairly easily. So I'm gonna say this is good enough because we're not actually doing a falling damage trap. Like we're not caring about falling damage. We're gonna kill them with spikes. So let's see. We have 33 conveyors we can use. So if we build this up on both sides, we can do 11 in total. Let's do 10 in total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, that's almost as far as we can go. So for right now, let's just put a torch down on both sides so we can make this a little bit easier. And we're just going to do something like this. Now this is obviously fairly small. We can go more in the other directions, but for now this is going to be fine. So we're going to have conveyor belts here on this block. So then we're going to want 1. Since there's no water involved, we can do both spiders and endermen. So we're going to want conveyor belt 1, 2, 3. And that should be good enough for now. So then we're going to have lights up here. So let's see, conveyor belt 1, 2, 3, and then ceiling. So we actually need to go up 1 more. And we're actually fairly close to the anti-blocks on the ceiling. So that's good to know as well. It's 1, 1, I want to mark here. And here. Okay, so I guess we can do two lamps on either side. But let's see if we cover this up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be odd regardless, unless we do this and this. So this will be where the redstone lamps are. If we close this off, and just for the sake of doing this, we turn the lamps on, we should see no darkness. Obviously, once we turn this one on, there'll be no darkness there. Okay, so that's what I want to see. Let's go ahead, break this. This is where our ladder will be. So we'll put a little bit of a maintenance hatch right here. We can close this back off. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So, but for right now, let's go ahead and put these guys on here. And this is how we can turn the farm off, at least for the time being. Later we might want to actually, like, I don't know, have something. But, let's see, we need to go basically out to the chunk border. So this will be the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is bigger, isn't it? Yes, it would be, because it's 16 blocks. So we don't need to go all the way out. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the wall. And we'll just get this filled in. And then we'll get conveyor belts and all that kind of stuff hooked up in a second, and all that kind of fun stuff. It's gonna work fine. So again, we are going to put torches here. Probably should have done this first, but it's fine. Torch here. Torch here, and so on. You get the gist. So we'll do this. Fill this in. Now this is one past the torches. So I'll just, for the time being, I'll just leave a hole there. And we'll actually drop into that one. But everything else, let's go ahead and put a torch where the center is. And a lot of this stuff is just so I know later. So we'll put, actually we'll break this one. We'll drop in there. Lever, lever. Alright. Cobblestone there. Let's just go ahead and break these guys for right now. I might make some walls for this, but for the most part, it doesn't really matter. So now we just need to put conveyor belts. I could have went all the way to the place over there, but I didn't. By the way, if you guys don't know, you can shift on conveyor belts to not move with them. And then we can break torches. And the plan is this. So everything will fall down to the bottom. We're going to set up a little bit of a killing area down there. And we'll fill that in a moment. So things can spawn up here. They'll move along the conveyor belts. And they'll fall down to their death. At least that's the idea once we have this set up. So in order to do this, we are going to, I guess, do this. So if you stand on these blocks, I guess let's break the grass. And we'll just have everything get pushed into there. And then we just need to set up right here. We have our vacuum chest. Its range doesn't need to be that much. 4 will be good, more than enough. And we just need to get that set up. So the only question is, actually it's not a question. I know the answer to it. So it doesn't matter if there is yeah, I'm definitely putting walls on this. Let's see, F9. So if we turn this stuff off, it should be dark in there. It doesn't matter that we have torches on the bottom. The whole reason to have torches on the bottom, it doesn't actually affect these guys, which is what we want. But what it will do is prevent spawning down below. So now all we need to do is just set up some chests. Eventually we'll set up caches, because that'll be easier once we have a good amount of tin. But for right now, all we need to do is set up some caches. We can also just set up our applied energistics system, but we don't have like a true one yet. We just need let's see, that is almost enough. So we'll get a double chest for this. And as you can see, things are already spawning. It's gonna work fine. Things are dying. So we can put a double chest like so. Extract always active. Insert. And we will eventually get stuff in there. So cobblestone works just fine. I think we're gonna just have one chest for now. Can we upgrade these guys? I don't believe we can. No. So that'll be fine for now. We could use, again, caches are going to be the best thing because they only hold one item each, but that should work just fine to get us plenty of mobs and plenty of mob drops. So that's the plan. I think that's going to be it for today's episode. I am going to work on, well, figuring out what to do next. We might make, actually, how hard would this be right now? Enemy workbench is easy. 4 redstone and a piece of paper. I think we can handle that. You know what? Let's go ahead and make that right now. I know this episode's getting a little bit late. I believe the chickens are almost... The chickens are done. So what do we need? We need 16, 32... That's 64. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 80. And I don't know why that does that. I guess maybe if I hold shift. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cook those. We will get all of the charcoal. And hopefully we can get that done before I get the rest of the stuff done. So we need 4 of these. We're going to need some paracells. Let's take just half a stack of them. And let's make this calculator thing, and then I will look into whether or not we can get anything good out of all this. But that's a little bit less important right now. Alright, so piece of paper, some paracel nuggets. Now, are these useful for anything else? We can make paracel charcoal, paracel cookies, but no. Okay. So it's like this. That gives us the tier 1 crafting components. We do that, get the ME workbench, and then this guy in the middle, this guy up here. Cross shape gives us the portable crafting paracel. So it's not actually a calculator, it's just a... This is warning, this is going to be bright. It is just a portable crafting table. Cool, but nah, whatever. So I don't know if we can get the spawn whatevers. The squid and the other one. I don't know that that's possible. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. We can't do these 2 quests, which means we can't do the bucket of paracel juice, because I don't believe... Oh no, we can do that. And then getting the neutralized matter, that's going to take a while. So, yeah, we'll have to figure things out. This is getting close to being done. So why don't we just go ahead and make a bunch of compressed cobblestone. And I'll probably... I don't know why it keeps throwing stuff on the ground. I'll probably go ahead and just kind of do some work off camera. Figure out if I can figure out anything. Like I've said before, this is an incompleted pack. So if things don't necessarily get completed, I mean, that's kind of expected almost. What am I doing? We need 9 of these. And we'll get the egg charcoals. We can start using eggs for things. Honestly, we're making pretty good progress with a lot of this stuff. But let's go ahead and get this last quest done. So the double compressed egg charcoal is red. Why it is red, I don't know. But it is. So we just need 4 more. These all are going to cook for a little bit longer because that system is not entirely perfect, but compressed egg charcoal, double compressed egg charcoal. Claim reward. It's a good reward bag, which means decor. So we'll throw that in there. And yeah, so next time we are going to... Well, we're going to work on some stuff, and hopefully we can get things done and make progress in stuff. But honestly, I don't know if it will happen. So we'll see what happens. We'll do our best, but I got to figure out kind of how to do some of this stuff and what's going to be the best way to get the resources and whatnot that we need. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!